Hello, everyone. My name is Diane Dady, Director of Communications at VAI, and your moderator for today's webinar. Welcome and thank you for joining us. The best ERP for HVAC, how to streamline distribution, inventory, and sales with VAI S2K. Our host today is Joe Ziasia, Executive Vice President at VAI. In today's webinar, Joe will explore how HVAC distributors face increasing pressure to manage complex inventory, meet customer demand quickly, and maintain efficient warehouse and sales operations. Many organizations still rely on disconnected systems that limit visibility and slow down growth. In this webinar, Joe will show how VAI S2K ERP helps HVAC distributors streamline operations across inventory management, order processing, purchasing, warehouse management, and financials from within one fully integrated platform. VAI ERP for HVAC delivers real-time insights, automation, and advanced reporting to help businesses improve accuracy, boost productivity, and scale with confidence. And with that, I will turn it over to Joe.
Thank you, Diane, and welcome everyone to today's webinar. We have a lot to cover in a short amount of time, so this is going to serve as an overview for just some of the key applications that are really driving business efficiencies and business growth in HVAC. For those of you not familiar with VAI, we are the author of S2K Enterprise. It's an award-winning ERP software that leverages multiple different applications to really help drive efficiencies and enhance performance. The applications that we author are all different suites of products, from financial management to distribution management, manufacturing, warehouse, Salesforce, business intelligence, marketing, retail counter sales, equipment rentals, service and repair, e-commerce, mobile apps, and all of these applications leverage one central database for accessing data within our system. The software can be run on-premise or it could be run in the cloud. And one of the great things about the applications is that they really talk to one another and create a very, very efficient business process within your organization. So we have quite a different number of customers running our application, all different shapes and sizes, all different industries, but we've really seen great success in the HVAC industry. Some of our customers in that industry include companies like Sid Harvey's, right? Other companies like G.W. Berkheimer, other companies like Brower Supply, have all used S2K Enterprise to really manage inventory, help them process counter sales transactions more efficiently, use our products for their website, just a lot of different things that really help them drive business growth. Again, for those of you not familiar with VAI, we've been in business since 1978. We are headquartered in New York. We have offices around the country in Orlando, Miami, and Chicago. We have over 200 employees, and we really specialize in the mid-market. So companies ranging in size from about 20 million to about 500 million are really our sweet spot for our software. We have customers smaller than that and larger. I think our largest customer is, $8 billion in sales. But we really specialize in the mid-market, companies that are growing, that have multiple locations, and who have really outgrown kind of smaller accounting systems like NetSuite or QuickBooks, and really looking for a solution that's built for the supply chain. Okay. What makes VAI different is that our software is really built for this industry, right? It has a lot of capabilities such as counter sales and inventory management and supply and demand planning that really, fit very well for the HVAC industry. All those applications are integrated, so you don't have to, piecemeal and put them together. You're not buying, one application for CRM, one application for warehouse, one application for accounting, and trying to integrate those. All of our solutions are integrated, so when it comes to implementation and support and service, it's a much more streamlined, support structure. We do have APIs for third-party products, so if you do have, third-party solutions, maybe you have your own warehouse management or your own website that you want to interface to, we can interface with APIs. But the benefits of VAI is really the total solution approach that we take to this industry. Okay. And like I said, here are all the different applications that we author. And what we're going to concentrate on today is really these applications. So we're going to concentrate on these key applications that are really driving business growth for the HVAC industry, right? And on the customer sales side, it's applications like mobile ordering, e-commerce, and counter sales. And on the operations side, it's applications like supply and demand planning, warehouse management, mobile proof of delivery, and analytics. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these applications and really where they're a good fit for HVAC. Okay, let's start off with the retail counter sales. Now, some of our HVAC customers also use some of the other consumer-based solutions that you'll see here. Maybe they do some equipment rental, maybe they do some service and repair. So we do have applications for those types of functions as well. But today, like I said, we'll concentrate on retail counter sales. What's great about our retail counter sale module is that it allows you to process both walk-in and on-account transactions through the same interface very rapidly, right? So if someone walks in, wants to get something quickly, they can ring it up quickly, they can put it on account, they can pay for it, and they can get in and out of the store rather quickly. If they want to put a more complex order in that has items that might be serial number tracked, or they want that order delivered to a job site, you can do that as well from the retail counter sale application. Some of the nice features in this application are the ability to check inventory across multiple stores, or maybe inventory that's at a DC or something like that. Other things, pickup items are really popular in HVAC, where maybe they're getting some stuff out of the store, but some of the bigger items need to be picked up, around back in a warehouse or at a stockroom area where you can, have the customer drive around and, load up his truck or car with the bigger items. That's called pickup items. Those are real nice. Okay, so let's take a look at the counter sale application. Just go through a couple of scenarios. This is one of our customers using it. You can see the interface is very intuitive, easy to use. It supports things like credit card processing, tap to pay, everything you'd expect in a counter sale application. This is what the screen looks like. And just, to kind of give you a workflow, let's do a quick walk-in transaction with someone walking in. I'm not even going to track who the person is, but let's say the walk-in customer wants to buy some WD-40. You just scan the item, you click on checkout, right? You click on how they want to pay, cash, check, credit card. It pops up, quick screens for allowing you to do cash. In this case, the guy's given us $20 against that item, shows them the change due, and they can walk out very quickly with an invoice. All right. Other ways to process transactions. Let's say I want to, track the customer, who they are, right? So I'm going to do a contractor here, and they're going to order an expensive item, and this item happens to be something we don't have in stock right now. So at the end of the transaction, you might request, payment for it. It could be a full deposit, 100%. It could be a partial payment, whatever you'd like, and you can take that deposit, put it against that order, and then when that order comes in, the customer can get notified, maybe via an email or something like that, that you let them know the item's in and they can come pick it up. Okay, so those are some of the capabilities. Other things, when you're on the line item screen, when you're grabbing an item here, you can click on item inquiry, right? And that'll give you a full item inquiry of that product. You can see what you have in your current location, what you have across all locations. You can view locations by clicking on the location button and see, the quantities that you have on hand at different locations. So hypothetically, if this item was out of stock, you could say, hey, I have it in my other store, or my warehouse has some, and you can let the customer know what's going on. You'll also notice on the bottom half of the screen, you can do a PO inquiry. So if the item was on order, you can let them know when it possibly might be coming in as well. Okay, so those are some nice functions on that screen. You'll also notice that if you're putting the order on on account, so this is a contractor and he just wants to be billed for it, our system will do things like credit checking. So it'll check if the customer has a past due balance or is over its credit line. So the system will warn the user that the customer might be over their credit line and it needs manager approval to use the in-house button. Customer could still pay for it with credit card, but if you want to put it, on their in-house charge, you might need password approval, and we, support functions like that. So the counter sale application is just a real nice application for processing orders quickly, putting things on account, checking inventory across multiple warehouses. It's a really nice application that your customers can use. And as I mentioned, we also support pickup items. So some items might be, taken out of the store, and some items we can send to our mobile applications for pickup around back, right? So these items can be picked and staged, and the person drives around back, and you can load up the truck, using some of our pickup applications, right? And this is just a sample of, one of our customers who has like a back office, back warehouse with some pickup items that they want to, have the customer come around back and get. Okay. All right. As I mentioned, I'm not going to demo this today, but we do support service and repair tickets. We have a mobile app that allows mobile technicians to go out and service equipment if you do something like that. And we also have a rental module if rental is part of your business as well. Okay. The other nice thing that's really driving customer loyalty is the mobile app. And our customers use the S2K mobile app. It pulls data right from our inventory management system. So your items that are in your item master file will show up right here on the app. And then your customers can sign on, right? And they can place orders. They can place orders multiple different ways. They can use an order pad. They can scan items around their physical location to say, I need to reorder this. You can see there's other things they can do. They can look up their account, things like that. This is a great app for not only your customers, but your sales reps can use it as well. So if your sales reps sign on, customer might be asking about maybe a price of an item, right? So they can, put in a quantity. They can sign on as a specific customer. They can share the availability, right, of an item at a location. They can say, hey, this is what we have of this product, and share it, and it will send it right over. They can send it via email or text, and it will show up to a customer. So, just a great application for locking in customer loyalty, because when a contractor might be on a job site, if they can access products and search for products and place orders right from a mobile app, that's a great way for them to continue buying from you. Okay, and those orders go right into that store, right? And they can be fulfilled. Maybe you're shipping out with your own truck. Maybe you're shipping it out through, common carrier. And if your customer wants to track the status of an order, they can look and see what was invoiced. They can click on it. They can get, tracking information, see that the box was delivered to their house. Whatever you want to show them from the mobile app, they have, quick, easy access to the information they need from your business. Okay. The other way that you can offer customers ordering capabilities is through our integrated e-business application, right? So our e-business application supports B2B, business to business, as well as business to consumer if you'd like to sell to consumers right through your website, right? So the B2B application, B2C application pulls the inventory right from S2K Enterprise. So S2K Enterprise data goes to what we call the catalog manager, and it's displayed on your website. What's great about our integration is that it's pulling pricing, availability, credit information right from the back office. So if you have special pricing that you're giving a customer, they're seeing it instantaneously. If they're over their credit line and then trying to place an order, you'll know that, hey, you're over your credit line. You can, you'll have to pay for this order with a credit card or, to place this order, right? And then those orders that are taken on the e-commerce application go directly into S2K order entry. So as an example, a customer can place an order on the website and then say, I want to pick this up at one of your retail store locations. right? So they can flag this order as a pickup, they can flag it as a delivery, whatever they like, and it's completely integrated with the back office. Okay, so here you go. Here's an example of your product showing up on the e-commerce. You can see they can shop by manufacturer, by different type of attributes. It's a real nice, e-commerce suite that's completely integrated with the ERP system. Okay, this is what the product looks like, and they can place orders and have them go right into our system. Okay, the other nice thing about the application is that we have what's called a customer self-service area where your customers, if you're doing B2B, can do things like tracking their orders. They can, view an open balance, make a payment. There's a lot of different things that they can do from the My Account area. So as an example here, they can track orders, right? So they can go in and they can look at orders and see, what's the status of an order. If an order shipped, it'll say shipped here. If it's in, being picked for shipment, it'll say being picked. And they can drill in, see what was on that order, right? Get an export. They want to have another copy of that order, right? They can get a copy of that order. Some of our customers add images to their invoices. That's a nice option as well. Okay, so that this is what they can do. They can view their open balance, right? Let's say they want a statement, right? They want to get a statement of all their invoices. They can just come over here. They can click on export PDF and get a statement right off of your website. Okay. And then lastly, which has become really popular, is allowing customers to pay their bill online, right? So they go to your website, they sign in, and they say make an online payment. They can just come here, they can click the invoices that they want to pay, right? When they hit checkout, they can choose how they want to pay it. They can do ACH, so they can use their checking, routing number and checking account to do, paying bills. They can pay by credit card. You could charge them a convenience fee, an extra fee for paying by credit card against paying bills. So, a real nice flexible system for not only taking orders, but allowing your customers to, get copies of invoices, get statements, pay bills. Great applications that are really driving efficiencies at our customer accounts. Okay. And then, what are the other places where the system is, really making great benefits to our accounts is the forecasting and suggested purchasing system. So what this is it's a system that looks at historical usage, lead times, looks at seasonality, trending, and can make recommendations as to what to buy across all of your inventory locations. So it can do consolidated buying for your stores. It can do individual buying. And really what it's doing for our customers is it's making sure that you have the right products at the right time, when your customers need it. So it's lowering carrying costs, reducing overstocks, reducing stock out, and really, creating better, buying relationship with your suppliers. Okay, so I'm not going to demo real live data here, but behind the scenes, this is just a sample of how the system runs. It's, really leveraging multiple algorithms to look at historical data and identify buying trends and buying habits. And basically it looks at these patterns and says, hey, this has been the pattern with this item. This is the best pattern going forward. And this is what we're recommending you to buy. Right. So this is what a sample screen might look like. This is not going to be HVAC items. This is just a sample database here. But a buyer would come in here. It would say, hey, I'm looking to buy items from ABC corporations. You could see right now, 5 items from this vendor are below their order point, and you need to place a buy. So your buyer would come in. They would look at those items. Like I said, these are just office supply items for this example. And you would basically see what the average usage has been and what the system is recommending you to buy, right? You would go in, you would look at that item in more detail. You could see what your position is across all of your locations, so all of your retail counter sales applications. And you'll notice here that in one of the locations, I'm actually overstocked, right? So right from here, your buyer could create an overstock transfer and say, okay, I'm going to take those 263 that's overstocked in that location and put it to some of my other locations. And it would actually create, location transfer for you automatically. So those are just some of the nice features. Other things like forward buying is a nice option where on any given item, if the vendor is letting you know that there's going to be a price increase or they're offering you maybe a current discount on that product, the system can let you buy ahead and say, okay, let me forward buy, for the next couple of, weeks or months to bring in stock to take advantage of a discount or take advantage of a potential price increase that's going to be happening. And the system will look at your carrying cost and say, hey, you can't carry too much of this, but you could buy ahead to take advantage of a lower price at this time. Okay. Other things you can do is have the system calculate a target buy for you. So let's say the system, the buyer is saying the vendor needs to buy to a certain weight or cube or maybe full, fill up a full truck, right? You can put in the target that you want to buy to, and the system will say, okay, based on that target, here was the original suggestion, and here's what you would have to buy to hit that target, right? So you can see some items that weren't needed on the original suggestion could be bought now to hit that target, and some items that were needed could be increased to hit that target. And it's going to show you on the bottom how many extra days of inventory you're bringing in to hit that target. And then your buyer could decide whether that's a good buy or not, and to take advantage of maybe free freight or whatever it may be. Okay, so that's some of the capabilities of the supply and demand planning system that really help our customers create optimal inventory levels. Okay, and then lastly, one of the biggest game changers for our HVAC customers, I have to say, of all the different applications, mobile warehouse is really an application that has really made real and measurable improvements at our customer sites. And really two things have made a big difference. First of all, today, mobile warehouse uses really inexpensive technology to do scanning. So if you're not using devices, if you're doing paper picking or paper receiving, the mobile option is a lot less expensive than it was in the past, right? So you can see you can use a very inexpensive Zebra device. Zebra has devices that are under $1,000, to do, with built-in scanners to do mobile scanning. Okay, and it just makes warehouse processing easier. It's easier to train on these devices. Most people know how to use mobile devices, right? So it's just clear, concise, easy to train people. And it's ideal for either a full warehouse or for managing a stock room at your, counter sale locations. Okay. And this is what it looks like. You can see you can use it for moving stuff from a stock room to your shelves, right? So you can track, what's in the stock room, what's on the shelves. We have customers doing that. Managing stock room receiving, putaways, picking, even doing some of the things that you saw before, pickup items, can all be used with the mobile device. And this is what it looks like, right? So, users can pick items and get a feel for what items are where and what bin locations, things like that. Just a great application for improving inventory management. Okay. And then lastly, if you are delivering items off of your own truck, we have a mobile proof of delivery app. Again, that's completely integrated into our system. So when you're doing a delivery, a driver can download his deliveries onto the mobile app, right? And then when he gets to those locations, he can say, I'm at this location, I'm delivering these items. And where the benefit is in the picture taking, right? So your customer, your driver can take a picture of the items that they're delivering and make sure they're not damaged, right? That the items that they're saying they were supposed to get were actually delivered, and then have the customer sign off. So when you talk to our customers, they're saying that, this is really a tremendous cost saver, right? So if a customer says, I didn't get the product or the product was damaged, you have physical picture proof that the item was delivered and it, signed off by, by the receiver. So, a great tool if you're delivering products. Let's say you're delivering a big, boiler or something like that, and you can take pictures that it was delivered on time with, no damages. Okay. All right. So those are just some of the applications that we see that are making, real and measurable improvements for our HVAC customers. Other applications like analytics, provide great dashboards and reports, for things like, items that are not selling, so we call it slow moving items, fill rate reports, just, a lot of great analytics are also, part of our solution. And if you want to see some of that stuff, feel free to go to the VAI website, www.vai.net. And, we have a lot of great information about all the different applications that we author. You could see sample screens. You could see success stories from customers talking about our applications. And if you really want to deep dive, please contact us and we'll set up a personalized demo to show you how VAI can really make a difference in your organization.